as they walk and gallop forward to Best in Show. Hello everyone, I'm Mark McHugh and welcome to the 127th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. Ali and Frazier fought in this building, and you're going to see a heavyweight bout for the next 2 nights here on USA as we go through 159 breeds to get down to one dog for Best in Show, and that dog wants to win the Silver Cup. Now, if you're a dog lover like myself, you have a dog of your own that you just know is Best in Show. Well, the greatest show dogs in the world are going to be going after that cup right there. Westminster Kennel Club Silver Cup. Helping me through these next 2 nights is a gentleman that is very familiar to the people who've been watching this show for the last 14 years. David Fry, an owner, a handler, a trainer, a man I call the Bible because he knows everything there is to know about this show. David Fry. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Mark.
Tell me about the majesty of Westminster.
Oh, this is the greatest event in our sport. It's wonderful to be here in the world's greatest sporting arena, the world's media capital, and we're just here and excited to be out here on this green carpet. It's about these dogs being groomed and conditioned and trained and presented to perfection, but it's also about that irrepressible canine spirit and the human-animal bond that we share with our dogs. So I think there's a lot of things going on here.
David, tell them out there what it means to win Westminster.
Well, you know, it can be a bit of a surprise sometimes. We work for our lives to be here in front of those judges for our 2 minutes, and it's exciting no matter what happens because even winning the breed is a big deal here at Westminster. But sometimes these big Best in Show winners might be a little bit surprised. Sometimes they're dogs that we expect, but what we say over and over again, the only surprise at Westminster is if there are no surprises.
Well, let's show everyone how the format works. How many dogs were entered? We'll show you right now.
2,605 dogs over 2 nights, 159 different breeds and varieties.
And what we'll do, we'll take those 159 dogs, and in 2 nights, we'll get the 7 group winners. Out of those 7 dogs, we'll have the Best in Show winner tomorrow night, and bragging rights come with that. For the next year, next 12 months, there's only 1 dog that can say, I am Best in Show at Westminster.
It's the pinnacle is what we shoot for, Mark.
And there are 3 of us here tonight, you and me, and you know, Westminster prides itself on being the 2nd longest running sporting event in the history of this country. Well, the longest running sporting event is the Kentucky Derby, and our fellow commentator has done so many of those Kentucky Derbies and such fine work, she can't even remember how many she's done. It's up 15, 16, 17. We're very proud to have her with us. Charlsie Canty. How you doing, Charlsie?
I'm great, Mark. Thank you. This is so exciting to be here. And one of the first things I learned was that behind every dog, there's usually a team of 3, the breeder, the owner, and the handler. But in the case of the champion St. Bernard, Gentle Ben, his owner, Joe Wolf, is his handler. Joe is actually an automotive master technician back in Medina, Ohio. But when he isn't working on cars, he's working on the 15 St. Bernards that he and his wife Shirley keep at home. They're all good dogs, but Ben is the pride and joy, and he has been the star of the show. He's won 73 Best in Shows, and tonight, Ben and Joe have traveled 1,000 miles from Medina, Ohio, to come here to Madison Square Garden. They are so slicked up and groomed and turned out tonight. In fact, they even cleaned up this afternoon when they won Best in Breed. And here is a look at Ben. He's a 6-year-old. He loves coming to the shows. Joe says he actually has to take him along even if he's not showing because he gets really unhappy to be left behind. But he will certainly be a big contender in here tonight in this working group. Mark?
Thank you, Charlsie. Well, we've got to get started. Who are our favorites, David? Who do you think has maybe an inside track of walking off with that Silver Cup?
Well, you know, it's hard to know. Once again, all the surprises that happen here. But I think the dog that everybody's looking at, again, I've picked him 2 years in a row, and he hasn't quite got there yet, is the Kerry Blue Terrier Mick. So maybe the third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm.
The Pekingese Les comes out of a strong toy group, and in fact had to beat another great Pekingese to win that breed. The German Shepherd Dallas, handled by the incomparable Jimmy Moses, was the top dog all breeds last year.
Beat out 86,000 dogs in Best in Breeds all over the country.
Quite a record. And one surprise, we have the Brittany Jester, I think, is going to be my surprise pick.
Well, we've got to kick it off. The working group up next as we begin our quest for Best in Show at Westminster. Don't go away.
As one of the world's leading publishers of books and articles on dog nutrition, the makers of Pedigree can offer you a lifetime of reading on the topic. But for your dog, we recommend the condensed version. New Healthy Nuggets, with antioxidants and vitamins to help strengthen your dog's immune system. Crunchy outside, soft inside. Just the way dogs like it. New Healthy Nuggets, found only in Pedigree.
If you could have a voice-activated satellite-linked navigation system, surrounded by a spacious leather-trimmed interior, where you can stretch out and enjoy a dual-zone automatic climate control system, and appreciate the acceleration of a 240-horsepower V6 engine, and if you could have it all in a Honda Accord, why wouldn't you? The all-new 2003 Accord EX V6 from Honda.
What should we do with our hair today? Wear it up, down, spike it.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
Grr, very grr.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
You know you brought them up right when you watch them run. You can feel their strength. You don't just see a dog, you see an athlete, a champion. This workout brought to you by Pedigree, the best-selling dog food brand in the world. Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
Gotta be me, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong. I've got to be me, I've got to be me. What else can I be but what I am? I got to be me.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, accepted everywhere dogs are.
The 127th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, presented by Pedigree, is brought to you in part by MasterCard and by Pedigree Food for Dogs. Healthy, happy dog for life.
It looks just as good in the air as it does on the ground. That's Rockefeller Center, as you see us coming down that beautiful building. And there are folks skating out there. It's been a hardy day for skaters today because it's been snowing all day. And now let's get to Michael Lefebvre as we introduce the working group.
May we have the working group in the ring, please?
Here they come, Mark, the lunch bucket dogs, if you will. Their uses vary, their appearances vary, but most of them are pretty powerfully built. They're all very intelligent.
And let's tell people who are watching for the first time how the judging works. There's not a committee of judges like there is for skating. There is one person. He's looking for the standard of each breed. What does that mean, David?
The standard is the written description of the ideal specimen of the breed. You can't compare the Akita to the standard Schnauzer. They're two different breeds, and you can't compare them with one another. You have to compare the Akita to the ideal specimen of the Akita that you have from reading that standard, from knowing about the dog and knowing about the breed. These dogs did a lot of work. They guard homes and livestock. They're working farm animals. A lot of them were draft animals. You can see by how big they are. Here's the Swissy pulling a cart there. Of course, the Siberians, how different the history of Alaska would be without them. The St. Bernard finding lost people in the snow. The Newfoundland, the champion swimmer. The Mastiff, and the Anatolian Shepherd guarding the sheep in Namibia, protecting the livestock from cheetahs.
14 times we've had best in show from this group. Let's see, third most behind the sporting group and the Terriers, which are the big dogs.
Well, the Terriers
here 42 times.
The Terriers are the big dogs, certainly. But here we see Joe Wolf going over and talking to somebody. Here's Bert Yamada, the working group judge.
A natural treasure in Japan, the Akita's proud heritage includes hunting large game such as bear, elk, and boar. This powerful and dignified member of the working group is renowned for courage and loyalty, but may not be tolerant of other animals. His luxurious double coat can include any combination of vibrant colors. Aloof towards strangers, they form strong family bonds. Highly intelligent and fun-living, the Akita responds best to respectful commands.
This was a dog that
This is Akita, number 12.
That was an exotic dog. You didn't see much when I was a kid, but you see them more and more these days.
Well, actually, a breed wasn't recognized in this country until 1972. But they've become very popular very quickly. But they have great status in Japan. They're kind of a national monument. And for a long time, they were restricted to royalty only as owners.
And this is the finest Akita in the country that you're looking at right now.
Yes, indeed, that's Remy with Toonie Claflin handling. She began showing dogs herself as a junior handler at the age of 5. Our judges are all mic'd tonight. You hear Burton Yamada say, okay, around to the end. Very important for the handlers to do exactly as the judge tells you.
What is he looking for right now as the Akita runs around the ring?
As they watch this movement from the side, they're trying to put everything together that they've just felt, that they've just seen. They want to see all the breed characteristics coming out.
Native of Alaska. The prick ears, full coat, and curly bush tail mark it well. It is built for heavy sledding and still somewhat used in that capacity, although snowmobiles have for the most part replaced it in this work. There are similar breeds in many parts of the Arctic world, but none more powerful than this gentle giant. This is an Alaskan Malamute, number 7.
These dogs aren't quite as big as they look. You know, it's about 85 pounds, which isn't huge in the dog world, but that coat, if it's the correct coat, the standoff coat, it makes them look even bigger.
You know, I have 2 daughters, one 7.5 and one 6, and Snow Dogs runs in our house over and over again, so they're watching this breed very closely.
This dog is actually the 3rd generation shown by Paul Levesque to win here at Westminster. It's Butchie. The Malamute really is kind of to the Alaskan natives as the horse was to Western Americans, so they really helped in the development of Alaska.
The Anatolian is a working guard dog, still extensively intriguing guard livestock. It's very
farmers and the ranchers in Namibia to protect their flocks from the cheetahs so the farmers don't shoot the cheetahs.
So you've got cheetahs afraid of a dog? That's a pretty tough dog.
This dog's pretty serious.
There are several breeds of Swiss working dogs of the Mastiff type that were almost certainly brought into Switzerland by the Romans a couple of thousand years ago. It wasn't until the end of the 19th century, however, that Swiss breeders began to pay very much attention to breeding. One of the breeds that emerged, the most popular of all in Switzerland, is the Bernese Mountain Dog. This is Bernese Mountain Dog, number 19.
David, help us with the names, because when you see the names, they're long and drawn out, but this dog is called Billy.
Billy's its call name. You see the long registered name that's usually 25 letters or so. That's the maximum that the American Kennel Club allows you to register a dog. So you'll see usually a kennel name and a registered name that breeders will use different things for. Maybe they have a certain theme in a litter. Maybe all the dogs in the same litter start with the same letter. But they put that on the dog, and then they give it a call name so they can get its attention quickly.
Billy's looking good tonight.
Billy looks great. #1 dog in the breed, all systems, for the last 2 years.
The Boxer undoubtedly has an ancient lineage, for he is bred down from the Mastiff line, a line that traces back to ancient Rome and before that to Tibet. He is called a boxer because of the way he uses his front paws when he gets into a scrap. This breed is recognized as a fine, alert companion dog for any family, particularly one with children. This is Boxer, number 11.
One thing about boxers, they have great faces. They have dark eyes, skin furrows. This is a female. How unusual is that for people who don't know, David?
Well, I think it's about half and half here. I mean, my great show dog in Afghan Hounds was a female, so I'm always rooting for the females. But you know, the females don't tend to stay around and show very often because they have to get into a breeding program. The males can participate in the breeding programs without leaving the show ring.
How do you make sure your dog is not in heat, as it were, at Westminster?
There's not really much you can do about it except hope that it doesn't happen, because that affects so many things in the hormone flow with coat and attitude and conditioning. So we hope that they'll wait.
A little over a century ago, a dog evolved in England known as the gamekeeper's night dog. Gamekeepers crossed the relatively mild-mannered Mastiff with the still ferocious Bulldog, and the Bull Mastiff emerged to protect the gamekeepers on their rounds. Today's Bull Mastiff is a fine companion animal and is still protective of its master's property. This is Bull Mastiff number 14.
Here's Teddy, Mark. Now, this is a dog that was entered last year and didn't get here because he broke his leg in an airline mishap. Something happened to him in a cargo hold and he broke his leg, so he didn't get to enter. So that makes this year's win even more special.
Looks like he's recovered quite nicely from that. The Rockefellers were among the first family to import these dogs. We saw Rockefeller Center earlier to guard their huge country estates.
That's right. They're known as the gamekeeper's night dog. Actually, they protect those large estates from poachers. Teddy, what a beautiful picture. If I had to have a big dog, it would be the Bull Mastiff.
The Dobie is named after its developer, Louis Doberman, and appeared in Germany in the 1800s. Rottweiler, local sheepdogs that we probably wouldn't recognize, and an old German Pinscher breed were used to perfect the ultimate police-type dog. Originally, the Doberman was bred for fierceness, but today our Dobie is an exceptionally loyal and loving dog with strong protective instincts. This is Doberman Pinscher number 6.
We talked earlier this weekend about gasps from the audience when a dog wins the breed. Repo Man, RP, was the dog that was highly expected to win this category, and this dog bumped him off. How big was that?
It was a big win for Raisin. This is a beautiful bitch and has had a great show year. So while it's a little bit of a surprise because Repo Man had gone to a lot more shows and gotten a lot more points, this dog has been doing a lot of winning here in the East. Repo Man's a West Coast dog. These dogs are never head-to-head. It's the first time they go head-to-head, and today, Raisin won it. What a great dog. I mean, somebody once described to me a Doberman as an elegant athlete in a tight-fitting wrapper. And that's what this dog is all about. They're beautiful.
Doberman took best in show last time out in 1989, David.
This breed appeared in Germany in the late 1800s. It was almost certainly a herding dog at first, but became popular as a guard or watchdog. The miniature Schnauzer, which is shown as a terrier, and the standard and giant, which are shown here as working dogs, are three distinct breeds. They resemble each other strongly except for size. No doubt there was once some crossing to adjust for size, but essentially these are three breeds apart. This is Giant Schnauzer, number 5.
Come back, please.
There's a story behind this long name. Ruster's The Dark Command, Roy Rogers movie.
Named after the Roy Rogers
dog is named after the singing cowboy.
That's it, and his call name is Cole. You can see this beautiful black color in this dog. This dog's been doing a lot of winning, too. I looked to him. He's going to get a good, strong look in this group, I think, from Mr. Yamada.
And he has got a face that a mother could love.
Dogs were originally cattle
around
drovers.
to the end.
And there are three Schnauzers, the Giant Schnauzer, the Standard Schnauzer. Those are both in the working group. The Miniature Schnauzer we'll see in the next group, the Terrier group. Three distinct breeds. We'll talk about the difference between breeds and varieties later, but here, these are different breeds, not varieties.
The Dane is a true giant of the Mastiff line. The breed originated in Germany, not in Denmark, and its name was formerly Boarhound, for that was his line of work. The breed first appeared in America late in the 19th century and has emerged as a first-rate companion animal. Brindle, Fawn, Blue, Black, and the black and whites known as Harlequin and Mantle are all permissible colors under the Dane Breeders' Code of Ethics. This is Great Dane, number 9.
You know, David, if you are 7'1", you sometimes have physical problems that are different from someone who's 5'8". Do these dogs have different needs and different problems to watch out for than you would for a smaller dog?
They sure do, because they grow so fast. You have to be real careful about how you feed them and how you condition them. But they're elegant, wonderful athletes. With a giant breed like that, you have to be careful. And we talk about this all the time. They are a moderate energy breed. Even though they're big, they don't necessarily need a huge space to live in.
You can have them in an apartment.
They're great apartment dogs.
The Great Pyrenees is an ancient dog of outstanding intelligence and bravery. It is said that General Lafayette brought the first pair to America in 1824. They were developed as guardians of the flocks of the French shepherds maintained in the Pyrenees Mountains. These are fine, dignified companion animals, but they are preferably maintained on larger than average properties. This is Great Pyrenees, number 12.
From Apple Valley, California, the word is he barked during the entire flight from California from the cargo hold. The entire plane heard him, and his comrades were serenading along with him. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous animal right there.
I tell you, it's a great shot there from the side, we say. That's where you put everything together. Watch out what the footfall is.
And what personality, too.
Oh, the tail's up. They're
around
happy.
to the end,
you know,
please.
the dogs are happy and thrilled to be in there with the people they love, their handlers, and all their canine buddies in this group. But look at this dog.
Look at him just prancing along.
Happy dog.
Do you think he knows it's Madison Square Garden in Westminster?
Of course he does.
A Greater Swiss Mountain Dog is an old Swiss breed descended from ancient Mastiffs brought into the heart of Europe by the Roman legions. Until fairly recently, these great dogs were thought to be extinct. But efforts to salvage this breed were so successful, and we have the dogs still with us today. These giants are calm, sensible, and loyal, and are easily trained by skilled owners. This is Greater Swiss Mountain Dog, number 12.
The Swissy, as we call him, Mark, kind of an all-purpose farm dog. We saw a Swissy in our roll-in on this group pulling a cart. That's what they were bred to do. Wonderful, happy dog. Look at that tail going.
And great markings as well.
They're beautiful, but not unlike the Bernese Mountain Dog in their coloring.
Would you recommend this dog for someone who has small children?
Yes, I do. They love children, but you know what?
Let's take
with
them around
any breed, you have to be careful how you raise them. You have to consider all these things that are going on. It's a big dog. It's not that it's rough with children. It's just that it's a big dog. Takes up a lot of space.
The Swissy is our last dog of the first half of the working group. Don't go away. We have the second half of our first group, 21 breeds, the working group, as we go to Best in Show in Westminster. Stay with us.
The mayor of New York, it's the best job in the world. I love this city, and I am going to make it safe to live in again, so help me God. We are about to unleash the dogs of war.
Rumors persist that you're in a relationship with a woman other than your wife.
It is not true.
This problem, Mr. Mayor, you can't put in jail.
I'm going to do this.
We've been hit. We've been hit hard. Our city is still here. New York is going to be here forever.
James Woods is Rudy. Premiere Sunday, March 30th at 8 on USA.
My name is Jimmy Lancaster.
David Bolden, Sergeant Lancaster and myself both served in Afghanistan together. Being in top physical condition is a necessity, so I took the Bowflex with us.
We had all seen the commercials but never had used one before. The initial reaction to working out on the Bowflex was, it was a tremendous machine. Everybody in our camp wanted to use the Bowflex. And you can go heavy, you can do a lightweight workout, you can max yourself out on the Bowflex.
Well, the thing I say to guys who are skeptical of the Bowflex is try it.
Try it out and see what you think.
It's a very effective piece of fitness equipment that anybody can benefit from, no matter what your fitness level is. I use Bowflex, and that's all I use.
The Bowflex kept us mentally focused as well as physically.
They helped us stay in shape, and staying in shape helped us do our jobs.
Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web today. Bowflex, real results.
outside of Madison Square Garden. Michael Jordan says it's his favorite place to play, and we have the Michael Jordans of the dog world inside as they are working their way towards Best in Show. We're halfway through the working group. We will start the second one with a lovely looking dog. Lots of lovely dogs, and here is our announcer, Michael LaFay.
This is one of the largest Hungarian working dogs. For centuries, the Commandor was a guard and herder of sheep and cattle, and as such is absolutely fearless in the face of any challenge. The long, profuse coat develops into cord-like tassels when the dogs are about 2 years old. The breed is being used in this country to protect sheep against predation by coyotes. This is Commandor number 10.
Now, this is a dog we didn't see around a whole bunch about 20 or 30 years ago.
A very unique look, Mark. Looks kind of unkempt, but it really is kind of a naturally forming corded coat.
Hard to keep up?
You know, it's a little less work. You kind of have to guide it along, but it's not like brewing out some of these other dogs.
He has a face too, a great one.
Those cords do form naturally. It's a double coat, weather resistant, also good for protection and warmth. Kind of disguises them as they're protecting their animals that they're working with.
Okay, around.
Anna Quigley's handling this dog. She owned the great Commodore Dahu, who won the group here in '93. When that dog, Dahu, retired, and this dog is a grandson of that dog, they cut off 2,774 cords that weighed 15 pounds.
Okay. The Kuvaz appeared in Hungary at least 1,000 years ago, and it was developed there as a livestock guard. Its real origins are not known, and it may be related to the Great Pyrenees. This is a dog that fears nothing and is loyal unto death when it comes to his master, his family, and his property. He works well with sheep and cattle. In Hungary, the plural of Kuvaz is Kuvasa. This is Kuvaz number 7.
As we watch Burton Yamada, the judge, doing his work, just want to remind everyone you're going to be showing a little bit more in depth than what the judges do coming up right after this half of the working group.
These judges make it look so easy. They get into a routine and go right through it, and Burton Yamada's been involved with dogs for over 35 years.
How does one become a judge?
You usually start off with the breed that you have of your own. He started in standard schnauzers, and you move through it, go through the progression, and add breeds and get involved. Now he's got the whole group.
The Mastiff is one of the most important breeds of dogs still in existence. He's a foundation dog that helped create the Bulldog, the Boxer, and Great Dane, the St. Bernard, and the Newfoundland. He's been known in England for centuries, and before that, in Greece and Rome. He may have originated in Tibet thousands of years ago. This is Mastiff number 6.
This is the heaviest dog of all the dogs out here. He looks healthy, but he looks heavy.
You can get him up to 200 pounds and over. This is Ivana, a female. We shouldn't be talking about her weight, I guess, should we? They were once, you know, kind of known as fierce guardians, but they really are gentle giants now. They love
snore.
Children. They do snore.
Which is not a bad thing. I'm just mentioning that.
They bond very strongly to their people, so they're great, happy companions.
The Newfoundland is thought to have originated several hundred years ago in the Canadian province whose name he bears. Early in the 19th century, some Newfies were taken to England, and it was there that the breed, as we know it, was developed. He is powerful in the water and had been raised to be a net puller, a sled puller, and a rescue dog of great reputation. This is Newfoundland number 16.
A Newfoundland took Best in Show back in 1984. This is a dog you're impressed with.
I love this dog. He's done a lot of winning here in the East. A lot of coat there. He's looking around a little bit saying, hey, look at me.
Favorite.
Josh.
This might be the biggest ovation we've heard so far tonight.
They're following your cue, Mark. They do love this dog. He's been very successful here. Michelle Ostermiller, the handler, actually placed in this group when she was 13 years old.
Okay, around to the end.
And they are champion swimmers as well.
The champion swimmer of the dog world, no question about it. They have webbed feet and water-resistant coat. They're a great rescue dog in water situations. You see Michelle Ostermiller is running this dog at the proper speed. You don't want him to move so fast that it disturbs what the judge is looking at.
The Portuguese water dog has been known for centuries in Portugal. It is believed that the breed originated in the Middle East, and quite a few people believe it is the ancestor of the poodle and the Irish water spaniel. It is an intelligent dog and very willing. They are especially good in the water and have been traditionally popular with Portuguese fishermen. This is Portuguese water dog, number 14.
Well, Michael's been saying that they are great in the water. This dog lives on a sailboat.
Lives on a sailboat in Olympia, Washington, out there in the great Pacific Northwest.
I want that life and that job.
Great job.
Is it true there were only 12 known back in 1972 in the U.S.? Only 12 of these dogs?
They had to work hard to keep them alive and thriving here before they were officially recognized by the American Kennel Club. But they have a great following now. They're wonderful, athletic, happy dogs. This dog is actually a certified therapy dog, visiting healthcare facilities and making people happy.
The Rottweiler is named for the town of Rottweil in Württemberg, Germany. Another breed of the Mastiff line, the Rottweiler has been a cattle driver and a guard dog. It arrived in Germany centuries ago with the Roman legions. This is a fine, loyal family companion of immense power and determination. But it should be noted, owners of Rottweilers should be as determined. This is Rottweiler, number 19.
You know, they have a reputation of being a very fierce guard dog, but I was here earlier today watching the breed, and they were just as gentle as lambs.
You know, if they're
handlers.
properly trained and raised and the people take care of them, they can be wonderful companions. But when people misuse them and take advantage of that protective streak in them, then they have all kinds of problems. I always say if you need a macho dog to show that you're macho, you're not. Don't get one of these. Let them live their lives.
And his owners call him Java because they love coffee. That's why.
The Saint gets its name from the Hospice of St. Bernard in the Swiss Alps. Tradition has it that these great dogs were taken to the Alps centuries ago and bred by monks as rescue dogs to find people lost in alpine passes or caught in avalanches. The St. Bernard should be even-tempered, well-mannered, and pleasant. This is St. Bernard, number 5.
This is also the St. Bernard that you saw at the beginning of the show with Charlesy. This is Gentle Ben, and he has a Gentle Ben gait and a Gentle Ben face. His owner, Joe Wolf, today is his 55th birthday. Happy birthday, Joe. Wouldn't it be nice to have this little win as a candle on the top of his cake?
I'm sure Joe would forego his birthday cake if he could take home the blue ribbon instead. Gentle Ben, the top winning St. Bernard in breed history.
The Samoyed comes from Siberia and was probably one of the least adulterated of all breeds. It almost certainly looks now much as it did a couple of thousand years ago. Samoyeds have been used on expeditions both in the Arctic and Antarctic, and there is no weather too much for them to tolerate. They are typically very pleasant dogs, but do require a great deal of exercise, preferably in the snow part of the year. This is Samoyed number 19.
There is something called the Samoyed smile, and you can see a little bit right there. You know, my wife had one of these dogs when she was younger, and she swears by them.
I tell you, with that black pigment standing out against that white coat, that Samoyed smile is just unbelievable. They were actually developed to herd reindeer.
So Santa Claus knows about the Samoyeds.
They probably helped Santa. That's great.
What are the treats that they're giving the dogs? They have something in their hands.
It's just about anything, and actually they tell us this dog loves to eat popcorn and watch movies, so I don't know what he's using, but it's usually something like baked liver or something else that's exciting to us.
The Siberian has been a sled-pulling dog in Siberia for centuries and came to the United States in the 1920s. When sled racing became popular sport in Alaska at the turn of the 20th century, the Siberian dog began attracting a great deal of attention. This dog is alert, intelligent, and takes to training well. This is Siberian Husky, number 23.
It's been 23 years since a Siberian Husky took best in show. Look at the coloring. He just sneezed.
These dogs, they have this great attitude. They're very athletic.
Very alert as well.
What would have happened in the
Okay,
Arctic if
around.
it wasn't for these dogs, including saving thousands of lives in 1925 by delivering diphtheria vaccine by dog team from Juneau to Nome, the beginnings of the legacy of the Iditarod.
I was a Jack London fan as a young man. Call of the Wild.
Of the three Schnauzer sizes, giant, standard, and miniature, the standard is the prototype. He is a German dog of considerable antiquity. At least as far back as the Middle Ages, this was the typical stable dog in Germany, where he was known as the Ratter, for that was his full-time assignment. The first specimen to show at Westminster did so in 1899. This is standard Schnauzer number 5.
This is the last of the 2021 breeds of the working group. We'll hear Burton Yamada's point, his pick, when we come back after we see this lovely animal.
Okay, around.
This is his original breed, too. He bought a standard Schnauzer as a pet for his children in 1967, enrolled in obedience, and eventually became very successful in obedience, conformation, and breeding champions.
We would get the first of our 7 finalists, the first from the working group, when we come back right after this.
Cleaning your teeth, protecting against plaque and tartar buildup, and prevention of gingivitis is crucial. You got that, Eline? Regular use of Dentabone has been clinically shown to reduce gingivitis. Just look at the difference it made in these 2 dogs. I recommend Dentabone from Pedigree.
Tea, dog breath?
Oh, I'd love some dog breath. I'll be right here when you get home, dog breath.
Will you marry me, dog breath?
Pedigree Breath Buster Dog Biscuits with eucalyptus oil and parsley. Calling somebody
Dog breath
is no longer an insult.
Good night, dog breath.
Sweet dreams, dog breath.
Platoon, Wall Street, Hot Shots. Somebody loves Charlie Sheen. Oh.
Can I run a check for these?
Can I see some ID? I'm gonna have to call the bank.
Is this gonna take long?
Yes.
How's it going?
This doesn't look like you.
It did when I came in here.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
How's it going?
So we've got about 2 minutes left. 3.
A great poker face Burton
2 or
Yamada
3?
has and has to have.
Okay.
Do you think he knows who he's going to pick now?
I think he knows who he's going to go from. He may well know who he loves in this group, and he may have the guy who says, this is my #1 dog, let's go find 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Or it may still be wide open in his mind. He's going to probably walk through here and make a cut. Here he goes. He takes a boxer out, the Bull Mastiff, the Doberman, the Giant Schnauzer, the Commodore,
the Newfoundland.
The Newfoundland Josh. Boy, this is a great group. He does not have enough ribbons in this group.
And the Husky.
The Siberian.
Thank you very much.
Wow, what a nice group. Held true to form.
Now, the people who weren't picked for the
I'd
final
like to see
still
you each go
won
around
their breed.
one
That's
at
the
a time
finest
and
breed
stop
in the
where you
country.
are.
They've got that dog.
That's right. It's a great win to win the breed here at Westminster. Anything else over that is gravy. So now he's kind of taking one final look at him. He's going to take him around one at a time. There's a boxer.
Does he hear the crowd, David?
Yes, he does. I'm sure he does. But he's trying to shut all those things out. He's trying to gather all the things in his mind now that his hands told him as he examined these dogs.
There's Raisin, the Doberman.
Cole, the Giant Schnauzer. There goes the Commodore.
Listen to the roar. That's for the Newfoundland going around. We're showing.
Here comes the Newfoundland.
The Newfoundland.
With Josh. There's Ben, the St. Bernard. Who's it going to be? There's the Siberian Husky. Mr. Yamada now is going to look back and say, okay, now it's time to make a decision here. Pulls the Newfoundland out. Not quite done yet. I think this is his order, though, but he's going to sort of put him out there, look at him, and say, yeah, this is what I like.
Okay, let's take them all around together, please.
Gentle Ben's in the final 4.
I think he's done. I think this is how he's going to finish up. The great Newfoundland Josh is going to be our first one in the final Best in Show lineup, and it is Josh.
It is Josh.
Number 2.
The Newfoundland, the Giant
3.
Schnauzer is second, the
Number
Boxer
4.
is third, and the St. Bernard is fourth. What a great group. What a great start.
What a great moment. This crowd let him know and let the Newfoundland know exactly who they were hollering for, and guess what? There is our first dog of 7.
As you see, Michelle Ostermiller, the handler, getting congratulations from all the other competitors.
1 down, we have 6 more groups to go. There's your first champion on his way to Best in Show. Westminster continues after this.
When something is made with great precision, it does more than withstand the test of time. It seems to triumph over it. Then, and only then, does it become a true collector's item. The certified pre-owned Acura. A lasting tribute to precision engineering.
Dogs love home cooking, or now, Pedigree Little Champions. Gently prepared, then sealed in our revolutionary Flavor Lock pouch. With a home-cooked taste dogs love.
Yeah. What are you doing in there? I'll be right there.
No running, no pushing, and don't touch anything. What am I saying? This is Pier 1.
Hurry in. It's the Pier 1 bedroom sale.
Wait! Use your indoor voice!
There's nothing like a great night's sleep. I can get an early start in the morning and go out and do something just for me.
Tylenol PM stops your nighttime pain and helps you sleep so you can wake up refreshed.
It's a really good feeling.
What should we do with our hair today? Word up, down, spike it.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
Grr, very grr.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
Which one of these beautiful champions is your favorite? Luckily, you don't have to choose, as every exciting moment, including the prestigious Best in Show, is now available on the 2003 Westminster Kennel Club home video. See what makes the Super Bowl of dog shows so special. Not sold in stores, and all for just $29.95. Available on DVD or VHS. Call now, 1-888-550-DOGS. That's 1-888-550-DOGS. Or visit our website at usanetwork.com/video.
Nashville Star is coming this March on USA. Tens of thousands auditioned, but only one will have what it takes to be the next country star. Nashville Star, the new USA original series, premieres Saturday, March 8th at 9 p.m., 8 Central, only on USA. Well, we have our first winner of the working group, Josh, a Newfoundland, now down to Charlesy Canty. Charlesy?
Well, here is Josh. He's only 3.5 years old, and what a show he put on tonight. Michelle Ostermiller, his handler. The crowd was incredibly behind this dog.
Yeah, they always like the big furry dogs, and Josh plays into it.
Well, we're going to take a look at how he played into it, too, because he was really thriving on all the attention he got from the crowd. Here we go. There he is right there. He really responded to the feedback. Did you feel like he was really on top of this and going for this group win?
Yeah, he was definitely on top of it. He loves the crowd. The more they scream and clap for him, the more excited he gets.
What will it take for him to win tomorrow night?
To keep just having a great time. Have a good time and show well.
Well, he was clearly doing all of that today. Congratulations to you and to Josh, and we'll go back to Mark.
Thank you, Charlesy. And the look of the night was Josh turning around watching himself on the big screen. Here is the way they came out in the finals of the working group. The first, a Newfoundland, Josh, Giant Schnauzer second, the Boxer third, and that's St. Bernard that we showed you early on, Gentle Ben, still a winner, the finest St. Bernard in the country.
A great group. A great group.
Here's how it works. We have 7 slots. Working group, terrier group, toy group, non-sporting. That's tonight. Tomorrow, the sporting, hound, and herding. We have our first winner as we head towards Best in Show. His name is Josh, and he is a Newfoundland. And I tell you, this crowd's pretty happy. The terrier group coming up, 27 dogs. Keep in mind, they've won Best in Show 42 times in the history of Westminster. More of that coming up.
t-shirt, $18. Spider-Man watch, $20. Men in Black sunglasses, $16. Hearing your dad scream like your little sister, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. For special vacation offers, go to universalorlando.com.
I've been racing vacuums underground for about a year now. I run a bagless Abyssal Cleanview. She's got tons of power. Maneuvers like a dream. Of course, eventually, you gotta empty them. That's where races are won and lost, in the pits.
Break away from bags for under $100. Bissell, we mean clean.
The bond between woman and machine, that's pretty special.
As one of the world's leading publishers of books and articles on dog nutrition, the makers of Pedigree can offer you a lifetime of reading on the topic. But for your dog, we recommend the condensed version. New Healthy Nuggets with antioxidants and vitamins to help strengthen your dog's immune system. Crunchy outside, soft inside. Just the way dogs like it. New Healthy Nuggets, found only in Pedigree.
You have a client meeting, a soccer game, a vet appointment, and now a gift to send. You've got enough to do. Let your neighborhood mailbox, etc. do the packing and shipping for you. There's help in here, real help.
A nation divided. A time when heroism shaped America's destiny forever.
The rest is in God's hands.
Gods and Generals. Directed by Ron Maxwell. Rated PG-13. Starts February 21st.
If you had the chance to go back in time and kill Hitler, what would you do?
Sunday, a dead zone you can't miss. One man's rise to power.
I know this guy is responsible for a future atrocity that will end in apocalypse.
You're not using your ability to influence this election in any way, are you?
Believe me, Sarah, I have my reasons.
If you haven't seen The Dead Zone, this is the one to watch. An all-new episode, Sunday at 10, only on USA.
The 127th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show continues. Let's find out what Charles Canty has for us. Charles?
Well, I have girl's best friend here. This is Dagon. He has a long, fancy name, but he is a Border Terrier, and he is tough as this breed comes because he survived a nearly fatal illness when he was a puppy. He also had nerve damage, and yet he responded, came on to become a very good show dog. In fact, became the first Border Terrier to place in the group last year. He was third in this terrier group. He's back again this year, won his best of breed today, and he's a tough guy. Mark?
Thank you, Charles Lee. The Terrier group is coming up, the heavyweight group around here, because they've won so many. People wonder, how does one judge? Well, the judge at Westminster is all important. If you see him or her handling the dog, and they point at the dog, and if you're watching for the first time, you may ask, how does it all work? Well, earlier today, our David Fry was backstage to help us figure all this judging out.
We're back here in the rotunda, the benching area, where all the grooming and preparation is going on for these dogs to get their 2 minutes in the ring in front of the judge. And we're here with the Bedlington Terrier that went best of breed today. Like all other breeds, the Bedlington has a written standard which describes the ideal specimen of that breed. It can be technical in nature, like you're an engineer looking for certain angles, or it can be kind of artistic, saying, here's what looks good, this is what you should be looking for. And the judging process starts at the nose and works its way back to the tail. So you're looking at things like the nose, the pigment, the teeth, the eye, the ear. Then you're going to look at some balance, the top line, a little rise over the top line with the Bedlington, nice depth of chest. You're always feeling for conditioning. These dogs are athletes that chase down rats and otter and badgers and other bad guys back there. And as a judge, you have to look at those things, know what the dog was bred to do. Think about the scientific things. The artistic things come later when you're looking at outline and balance and things like that. So as a judge, you put all those things together and you come up with your best of breed dog or your group winner.
If you're wondering what that big rock was on David Fry's finger, that's a Super Bowl ring from the Denver Broncos. The Terriers are getting ready. Charlesy?
I have a Skye Terrier here who goes by the name of Ross, and Ross is originally from Helsinki, Finland, really likes to eat smoked fish. But when he's in the ring, what they bait him with are Altoids because that's better for him. He's in the Terrier group tonight, Mark.
Great breath in a dog. I like that feature. USANetwork.com/dogs is a great place to follow the dog show on the internet. You can chat with fellow dog lovers, vote in online polls, download our new We Love Dogs screensaver, order your very own copy of this year's Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show home video.
What should we do with their hair today? Wear it up, down, spike it.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
Grr, very grr.
People who love their pets this much don't shop in a supermarket. Supermarkets are for people. Petco is for pets. Petco, where the pets go.
You know you brought them up right when you watch them run. You can feel their strength. You don't just see a dog, you see an athlete, a champion. This workout brought to you by Pedigree, the best-selling dog food brand in the world. Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Have a good night. Get home.
Yeah, go on.
Ever notice how things that are really well made just seem to get better with time? The certified pre-owned Acura, a lasting tribute to precision engineering.
Tiger's back on the PGA Tour. The Buick Invitational starts Thursday, live 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on USA.
At DirecTV, we've got something extra for everyone. The Total Choice Plus package adds over 15 additional channels to Total Choice, all for just a few dollars more, bringing you more adventure, more laughs, more exploration, more music, and more entertainment choices for everyone in the family.
Action!
Over 130 channels in all, including local channels. Total Choice Plus. It's an easy and affordable way to get more out of your DirecTV. Visit DirecTV.com or call 1-800-DirecTV and order today.
This here's probably the best part of the season. Basketball's popping up all over the place. Conference rivalries heating up. There's only so many seeds to go around. Makes for a special breed of basketball.
The biggest college basketball is yet to come. Order the half-season package of ESPN Full Court from DirecTV to get the top conference matchups and follow the race to the tournament. Don't miss this year's crop of fantastic finishes.
The 127th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, presented by Pedigree, is brought to you in part by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And by Pedigree Food for Dogs. Healthy, happy dog for life.
Back in New York City, there have been sightings, by the way, this week of show dogs taking the subway right to Madison Square Garden. I'm sure people in New York don't even look up. Here we go with the Terrier group. Here's Michael Lefebvre, our announcer.
May we have the Terrier group in the ring, please?
Here we go, David.
As you hear the crowd welcome the Terrier group, this is the group that's dominated Best in Show over the years at Westminster.
Why?
For the very reason that they're successful at doing what they were bred to do. They're always on their toes looking for trouble. Terriers were bred to look for varmints and bad guys and river rats and things like that. Go to ground, terra, from the Latin word, go to ground. They go down and look for trouble. You see those tails?
Yep.
Those tails, you'll see a handler every once in a while pick a dog off the table by those tails. It's because those tails are strong to pull them out of trouble. If all else fails, they go to Hollywood, Mark, to become a TV star.
On Frasier.
That, of course, was Eddie, the Jack Russell Terrier on Frasier.
Oh, look at that. I see what you mean.
And they are always the same thing that they do. They're on their toes all the time looking for trouble. It makes them successful. It makes them dominate this scene. So looking at the beautiful Irish Terrier there.
Physical beauty is part of this, but style is a big part of this as well.
It is a lot of it. And again, as we talk about a judge judging each dog to its standard, there's Judge Charles Foley from Dedham, Massachusetts. you've got to know what these dogs were bred to do, and you have to imagine them doing that. But in these standards, there's a lot of room for individual interpretation, a lot of room for you to get your own personal likes and dislikes. Do you like a beautiful head? Do you like to see the dog move? Do you like to see a strong rear? And those are all things that each judge takes into account. And that's why we have different results, different days.
And when he wasn't judging dogs, high school physics and chemistry teacher and a vice principal for 37 years. An office you don't want to go to, by the way, the vice principal's office.
That's right. I know that he runs a tight ring out there. Spent some time in that office myself, Mark. Not his, but those vice principals everywhere, we salute you. As we look down the line here at some of the terriers that Mr. Foley is taking a look at, he actually got started in Airedales. It's his original breed. Got started, had a lot of success as a breeder, owner, handler.
You know, I read there's over 2 miles, 2.5 miles of leash involved with all of the dogs here at the Westminster Dog Show.
That's true. And
a lot of leash.
Sometimes you have to let a dog go all the way out to the end of the lead. Sometimes you have to sort of hold them in place. But those show leads are very important because the dog can feel it going back up and down the lead, that intensity, that nervousness. So you want to make sure that you're sending good messages down that lead to the dog. As you see Mr. Foley stand back, get a nice look, get some overall impressions. That's how you start the judging process.
The Airedale is the largest of all the terriers. It is not an old breed, tracing back to England somewhat over a century ago. This is one of the first true police dogs, and it may have been created for that purpose originally. Although they can be rough on other dogs, as can many terrier breeds, they have lovely dispositions and generally get along with any animals with which they are raised. This is Airedale number 11.
Of the terriers, this is the biggest of the terriers.
The king of the terriers, the Airedale. Look at these legs. You can see that they could dig their way right into a hole, find their quarry. And they actually do a lot of other things. They actually hunt upland game birds, too, and they're even used as a water dog.
Most of the dogs aren't spooked by the noise at all, David. Why?
Well, they've been around it, and they're paying so much attention to their handler that they're going to shut some of that noise out, too. But a lot of these dogs have been shown at this level for quite a while. This dog, Harley, has won the 2 biggest terrier shows in the country, Montgomery County and Great Western, won it back-to-back this year. So he's got some great credentials in here.
The American Staffordshire Terrier is a Terrier Bulldog cross. In his early days as a breed, he was known as the Half and Half. This breed began showing up in this country after the Civil War. This is an immensely powerful dog for his size and possesses an unlimited supply of courage. This is American Staffordshire Terrier number 20.
Number 1 Amstaff in the country the last 2 years. This is Ozzy. Dogs are very intelligent, very affectionate. I've seen them work in animal-assisted therapy, visiting healthcare facilities. They do wonders with kids. They're great dogs. They're very courageous.
How do you get a dog's coat to peak for Westminster?
Well, with the terriers, there's a lot of plucking that goes on, and you have to time that stripping that you're doing on this coat so that it's right at the right time.
In 1885, a small terrier was shown in Melbourne, known as the Australian Rough. We call it the Australian Terrier today. It is believed to be descended from the Skye Terrier, the Old Scottish Terrier, and the Dandy Dinmont. Later, the Toy Yorkshire Terrier and the Irish Terrier were added and gave us the dog we see here this evening. This is Australian Terrier number 11.
And the first dog that we're seeing up on a table as well tonight.
Well, most of the terriers we'll see on the table, and the judges, you know, need to work at eye level on these dogs so they can see what's in there and feel what's in there. When they're down on the ground, sometimes it's tough to get into these small dogs.
This is the first Australian breed recognized by the AKC. How hard is it to have your breed recognized?
It takes time. You have to have a following in this country. You have to have a certain number, and you have to have a certain stud book register so you know that they've been producing true for several generations, and then the AKC will consider adding you. We'll have 3 new breeds next year being recognized by the American Kennel Club.
The Bedlington is believed to have evolved in the mining town of Bedlington, England. The Bedlington was bred to hunt otter, badger, and other game in rough terrain. He makes a devoted companion, and his following is as loyal to him as he is to them. 2 colors are recognized, blue and liver. This is Bedlington Terrier, number 20.
This is the dog you had in your judging demo, Samantha.
Samantha is great. That's Sandy Bethea from Gulfport, Mississippi. Thank you,
this
Sandy
dog
and
does
Samantha.
not shed.
Why don't you
They don't shed. They have
Down
this
about
wonderful
2/3 of the way
coat.
and
The
straight
coat
down.
texture, they describe it as being linty as opposed to being cottony. It's a little crisp, not real wiry like a lot of the other terriers.
And it says Sam loves her tummy rubbed and grilled chicken. Who doesn't?
I was just going to say that's always worked for me.
You can keep the chicken. I'll take the tummy rub.
I'll tell you, these Bedlingtons and the Bedlington handlers want you to believe that they are the toughest groom job in all of dogdom. The poodle people might challenge that, and some others from time to time, but the terriers, the Bedlingtons have a little something going here.
A unique
Great
looking
athletic
little dog.
Very, very athletic.
The Border Terrier is without a doubt one of the very oldest of all the terrier breeds. He was developed by farmers in the border country between England and Scotland. His mentors needed a dog to help them hunt fox, a dog with enough leg to keep up with mounted hunters, yet small enough to follow the tough little hill foxes to ground. This is a game little companion. This is Border Terrier number 18.
Wonderful pets, these dogs.
Charles Border Terrier, we saw him up close and personal a little earlier. Look at that look.
Look
The
at that
otter head, a
face.
head like an otter, the standard says. What better illustration than that?
down and back.
Great shot of his head.
Does he know he looks like an otter?
You tell him. That's why that carrot tail, you can see the tail in action
And it's
right
wagging.
there. And again, with the terriers, that strong tail is important because as we saw in our roll-in, some of these dogs go down those holes after rats and otters and badgers and things like that. They have to be pulled out of trouble by their handlers.
Isn't there a famous story about a rat dropping from the rafters at a dog show and the terriers some went after it and some didn't?
It's legendary that here in one of the old gardens, not the new one, please forgive me, here at the garden, that a terrier actually fell out of the rafters right into the middle of the ring during the terrier group, and all the dogs reacted. Most of the dogs reacted properly.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They chase rats.
The standard for the white bull terrier and the colored bull terrier is the same except for color. This breed represents a cross between a bulldog and a white English terrier. Once known as the Gladiator because of his enormous courage, the bull terrier today is still a dog with fire inside, but for all of it is one of the sweetest and most loyal of all companion breeds. This is colored bull terrier number 14.
Yeah, they're known for their egg-shaped wedgie head. If you call this dog wedgie head, the dog would say, hey, thanks.
And there you see it right there. Powerful dog. You can see it right there, the mass that they have. There's 2 bull terriers.
Look at that, the eyes, look at the face.
They're wonderful dogs. They're very social and very energetic. This dog today was in the New York Daily News getting a belly rub.
David, I saw you in the New York Daily News today getting a belly rub. Why not?
Just trying to keep that a secret from people outside of New York. Mark,
All the
thanks
way
a
around
lot.
Sorry.
That's all right. Jesse Sutton showing Fergie here. The 2 bull terriers are varieties. We'll explain the difference between breeds and varieties here in just a moment.
All right.
And here we have the white bull terrier. As we said with the colored, sweet, loyal, and very powerful breed. This is white bull terrier number 10.
Some of the breeds can be divided into varieties. They're still both. We've just seen 2 bull terriers now. They're both bull terriers, but they're divided into varieties based on color. The colored bull terrier, the white bull terrier. We see it in cocker spaniels. There's 3 cockers that we'll see in the sporting group divided by color. They're often divided by size, like in poodles. The standard, the miniature, and the toy poodle. So they're different varieties, same breed, but that's why I say 159 different breeds and varieties here.
Is the most famous bull terrier Spuds MacKenzie?
Oh, I'm sure it is. In this country, certainly. George Patton, General Patton had a great dog too that was a bull terrier.
Spuds. was a TV star, had his own trailer.
Well, handler Tim Thomas here hopes that we can make Milo the most famous bull terrier.
He'll buy that.
Stop it.
Oh.
Stop it, he says.
Listen to the crowd.
You could hear Tim say stop there. Got a nice stack
all the
out
way
in
around,
there.
The crowd loves this.
There are certain things sometimes a handler will let a dog do intentionally, whether it's acting up a little bit or something, just to get the crowd on his side. Play him to the crowd a little bit.
This breed is said to have been originated on the Isle of Skye and in the Scottish Highlands. His original assignment was hunting otter, badger, and fox over rocky terrain. In the beginning of this century, white cairns and colored ones were considered the same animal. But about the turn of the century, white cairns were used to establish the West Highland White Terrier. So today, our cairn can be any color other than white. This Cairn Terrier number 8.
This is a great story. I love these stories because I are one, as they say, a breeder, owner, handler. Lydia Hutchinson, she actually judged the terrier group here about 4 years ago. So I'm thrilled for Lydia winning the breed with her cairn.
It says Charlie can dig a hole 1 foot deep. How often do you let a dog of this stature go out into the back and just play in the dirt?
Well, it would never happen in my yard. But people who have terriers and dachshunds, they probably have yards that are filled with pits ready to go.
Do you let them play as ordinary dogs?
Oh, sure. They really do want to be. You want them to be ordinary dogs. These are real dogs, and we're real people. You know, these dogs go home and sleep on our couches, steal food off the counters, although it had to be a pretty low counter for this cairn. And they probably even drink water out of a toilet once in a while, you know. But they are real dogs. They go home to be loved and live with us.
The Dandy Dinmont Terrier is the only breed of dog named for a fictional character. In 1814, Sir Walter Scott published a novel, Guy Mannering. In this book, there was a farmer named Dandy Dinmont who kept 6 terriers of a type long known in the border country where England and Scotland meet. And from this time to this breed has been known as Dandy Dinmont's Terrier, now with the apostrophe S drop. This is Dandy Dinmont Terrier number 9.
Let's look at the name. Champion Pennywise Harry, H-A-I-R-R-Y, Potter.
The first Harry Potter character of the night.
Says this dog likes to hunt otter, likes to hunt badgers and foxes. This dog's not that big.
Well, but they're all very courageous, and they think they're big. They all think they're big dogs, all these terriers. That's what makes them such a joy to live with, and again, makes them so successful in the show ring, whether it's here at Westminster or other places.
I've heard of basketball players playing bigger than they are. This dog plays bigger than it is.
It does. They all do. This is a pepper color. They also come in mustard. Has a tail like a scimitar, the standard says. There you see that tail going. And look at those big dark eyes. That's another breed trait. Large head, dark eyes.
Looking left, looking right.
There are 2 separate breeds of fox terrier, the smooth and the wire. Both terriers are ancient British developments, but it is more likely that they were in fact derived from quite different backgrounds. In the last century, the 2 types were crossed, but that practice has been a cardinal sin for decades. This is Smooth Fox Terrier, number 17.
Tell me about this dog, David.
Well, the Smooth Fox Terrier is just another great little show dog. This one was the number 4 dog in the country, the number 4 terrier in the country with Amy Rodriguez handling. Amy herself has been showing dogs since she was 5 years old and won her first Best in Show when she was just 12 years old. So she grew up in the sport.
Are the markings on this dog unusual?
No, this is a proper marking for this dog. Now that dark head, they can have just about any kind of coloring.
This breed won Best in Show 1907, 1908, 1909.
All the way around, man.
Champion Warren Remedy.
They don't repeat here at Westminster.
No, they don't. That's the only dog ever to win 3 times in a row. The last dog to win 2 times in a row was in 71 and 72, the great DJ, the great Springer Spaniel. So they retire. They win and retire.
Good life.
And And now we can see the difference in the coats. In the smooth Fox Terrier, the coat is smooth, flat, hard, dense, and abundant. In the wire-haired Fox Terrier, the coat is hard, wiry, and broken. This is wire-haired Fox Terrier number 9.
Now, the wire has this wiry coat, as you can gather, but it has what we call coconut matting. You can't really part that coat and see the skin. They have to be plucked about 4 times a year, maybe more for some of these show dogs, maybe as much as 8, but 4 times keeps that coat in good shape.
You know, David, I was telling you earlier, I met owner-handler trainer Jan Smith from Elkland, Missouri. She handles smooth Fox Terriers. When I asked her about Westminster, she said the first time she was on this green carpet, Mark, she stopped and she started crying. And there I was hugging a woman I just met this afternoon in the stands, just how the depth of emotion that Westminster can bring out of people. It was wonderful.
Welcome to the family, Mark. We're glad to have you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be
We
here.
have this great bond with our dogs, and you know, the human-animal bond we talk about all the time, how much our dogs mean to us, what they do for us every day of our lives.
Yes,
It really is special.
Yes, indeed.
The Irish Terrier is in fact a product of Ireland, and it is clearly an ancient breed. Used originally on small game, he takes naturally to water and is not shy of guns. He's a complete sportsman and makes a fine family companion as well. The records show that he first appeared in the show ring in 1879. The Irish Terrier is everything a terrier is supposed to be. This is Irish Terrier number 5.
Regis Philbin is watching this dog. You want to know why? Notre Dame mascot from 1924 to 66. He's a big Notre Dame man.
Well,
12 national champions.
They won 12 national championships. Maybe it's time to bring the Irish Terrier back.
Notre Dame's doing all right.
They sure are. They sure are. Westminster Kennel Club member Bud McGivern is actually a former Notre Dame cheerleader, so
all the way around.
He's rooting for these dogs too.
I love the color of this dog.
It's a beautiful dog. It really is. I love the racy, sleek lines that they have. They look like they're built for speed, don't they? They're a great hunter.
It is said that Jack Russell Terriers were originally bred by their namesake, the Parson Jack Russell, in Devonshire in the mid-1800s. They have been bred for years for just one purpose, and that is hunting a fox, above and below the ground. The fox is a good model for the Jack Russell. Wherever the fox can go, so must this very active little terrier. This is Jack Russell Terrier number 30.
Well, this is a dog with a reputation, and a good reputation.
They're a wonderful dog. They strive to please their people. They live for their people, but they are high energy.
Yeah, they are.
We talk about doing your homework and being ready for a dog to make a dog fit your lifestyle. We'll talk more about that later, but Eddie on Fraser has certainly increased the popularity of this dog, but like any breed, they are not for everybody, so there's some things to consider.
And the look should be a little scruffy as well for this dog.
That's right.
This breed.
It's supposed to not look quite so finished. But Scott Summer, the handler here, Scott was best in show 2 years ago with the Bichon Frise, JR.
What a beautiful animal that dog was.
Oh, absolutely. Scott's getting into animal-assisted therapy with JR for all of you out there. Coming up next is Kerry
Blue. Mick, you've been talking about this dog all week.
I hope to keep talking about it.
This product of County Kerry, Ireland, originated more than a century ago. He was meant for serious hunting over rough terrain in the mountainous country where he worked as a small game hunting companion and as a land and water retriever. He's also worked with both sheep and cattle herding. He's been showing here at Westminster since 1922. This is Kerry Blue Terrier number 6.
All right, David, do your stuff.
Here's Mick. This is a dog for Charles, see, because if this dog wins Best in Show at Westminster, it's got to win the group first. But if it wins Best in Show here, I'm making it the Triple Crown winner of dogs. It was Best in Show at the Great Crufts Show in England. It was Best in Show at the AKC Invitational Dog Show in Orlando in December. If it goes Best in Show here, that's an enviable Triple Crown.
All the way around, sir.
What makes this dog such a great competitor?
I tell you, he just makes my heart pound because he's such a wonderful stallion of a dog. He's in total command of this ring. He is the dog. Bill McFadden does a great job with him, but he still is at the end of that lead, which makes him so good.
There's a little stacked for you, Bill McFadden. Good job.
Well, Terriers 4 times in the 90s took Best in Show. We have part 2 of the Terriers coming up as the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show continues, and that is the cup, Best in Show, that they're all striving for. We'll be back after this.
Dogs love home cooking, or now, Pedigree Little Champions. Gently prepared, then sealed in our revolutionary flavor lock pouch. For the home-cooked taste dogs love.
Yeah. What are you doing in there? I'll be right there.
Summer internship in the music business. $0 a year. Artist rep in 2010. Mucho dinero. CEO of record label in 2020. Money out the yin yang. The internship that got you in the door. Priceless. Apply for an internship working on a Jurassic 5 album. Go to MasterCard.com.
Afternoon, ladies.
Hi. You want to join us?
Me? Yeah, sure.
So what do you do?
I sell paper.
That is so interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Where will you be when your diarrhea comes back? You should have taken Imodium the first time. It stops diarrhea, often in just 1 dose. Imodium AD.
I'm back.
Don't wait till it's too late.
While we are inside at Westminster, the most prestigious dog show in the land, New York swirls around us outside Madison Square Garden. And the Terrier Group Part 2 continues. Here's Michael Lefebvre.
The Lakeland Terrier, as his name implies, flourished first in the Lake Country of England. That would have been about a century and a half ago. This is a small working terrier of sturdy build and determination. A gay little dog, friendly and very self-confident. This is Lakeland Terrier, number 10.
David, we talked about the gait as you see a dog prance and run around the ring. You've said you want to make sure he stays on beam. What do you mean? What are you trying to stop him from doing?
Well, you want him to be under control, but you also want to see that he covers ground with most dogs. Some dogs have different gaits, but most dogs you want them to cover ground. You want them to stand over a lot of ground like they're doing there. But as a judge, you're going to watch them going away from you, so you watch the rear, you watch them coming towards you, so you see the front end, you're looking for soundness there. You watch him from the side, you're looking for him covering ground and looking for him to display the breed traits that make him that breed that he is.
There are 2 varieties of Manchester Terriers, the standard seen here in the Terrier Group and the toy seen in the Toy Group. The Manchester does indeed come from Manchester, England, where he was bred to pursue rabbits in the field and is a rat killer on the farms. Since 1959, they have been registered as a single breed in 2 varieties for show purposes. This is standard Manchester Terrier number 26.
Just halfway. Do most of your terriers, did they originate in England?
Almost all of them did, except for the Australian Terrier and the miniature Schnauzer. The Australian is, of course, from Australia, and the miniature Schnauzer from Germany. But they all have their roots there.
They say this is not a dog for an apartment.
Well, they can be a little vocal sometimes. You can fix that in most dogs, though. Don't give up on a dog like this just because they bark. Get a behaviorist in there and work with you.
The miniature Bull Terrier is, as his name implies, a miniaturized version of the larger Bull Terrier. This breed has been deliberately reduced to be a lap-sized companion, although shown here in the Terrier Group. His heart is fearless, his manner loving and very responsive. He travels well and tolerates apartment living, although he does enjoy a good romp in the open as often as possible. This is miniature Bull Terrier number 6.
Sounds like me. I enjoy apartment living and a good romp in the open myself.
I tell you, our dogs want to be just like us. If they could talk, they would say, me too, me too. You know, they want to come with us and be a part of what we do.
You know, I said to someone, dogs are people in fur coats, and the handler said, no, they're better than that.
That's the truth. This is Merlin. He's pretty good to add to our international flavor. He's an import from the Netherlands.
This is the only terrier breed not derived from British Isles stock. This native of Germany had as his original assignment the ridding of barns of rats and acting as a traveling companion for horses. The miniature Schnauzer is said to be a cross between the standard Schnauzer and the Affenpinscher. This stocky little playmate with his wiry whiskers and coat has been a popular companion right from the start. This is miniature Schnauzer number 6.
Just halfway down, 9 foot.
Good looking animal here, David.
Another breeder owner handler too, Beverly Vernis, showing you Twister, a 3-year-old male.
What is the age? Do they peak at a certain age, dogs?
Depends on the breed. Some of them, and some of these coated breeds like a Commodore or a Puli, they need to have a lot of extra time to peak. Some of the smaller dogs like the toys, they're ready to go at full speed when they're 8, 10, 12 months old sometimes. Some of them need a little bit longer.
How young would a dog have to be to where you would be surprised that it would win its group or win Best in Show?
Well, again, depending on the group that it's in, I think we've had some pretty young winners from the toy group. But if a dog was under 2 years old went Best in Show here from any group, I'd be surprised because they just haven't had the experience and the exposure to this kind of the elements that we have here at the Garden.
No one has been able to determine the origin of the Norfolk Terrier except to point out how very British it is in style. In the United States, both the prick-ear and the drop-eared terriers of this general design were called Norwich Terriers until 1978. In the U.S., they were designated as 2 breeds at that time. This is Norfolk Terrier number 8.
You know, you see these sweet faces, but I hear over and over just what a hardy stock these terriers are.
These are tough little guys. This is Coco, 4-year-old female, handled by Peter Green, the Terrier Man Extraordinaire, the only person to win 4 Best in Shows here at Westminster.
All the way around, sir.
Says this particular dog chases birds and the neighbor's cats.
Is that bad?
Not for him.
And this is the Norwich Terrier, a breed in England since 1932. Only a breed apart from the Norfolk Terrier in this country since 1978. It is the prick-eared terrier. There are other subtle differences between the 2 breeds besides ear style, length of neck being one of them. Norwiches make fine companions for their owners with less available space. This is Norwich Terrier, number 15.
2 Norwich Terriers Best in Show in the 90s, Willem the Conqueror in 94 and Fairwood Frolic in 98.
2 great little show dogs. We have another one coming up here. Let's find out. This is Brute, handled by Amy Rutherford from Sacramento, California.
Brute?
Brute.
Is that the aftershave?
I think it's more like the aftershave than an attitude, yeah. Great dogs. Do wonderful things.
This is one of the oldest of the true terriers and is descended from dogs developed in the Scottish Highlands. It was first exhibited in the British Isles in 1870 and first seen here in 1883. He is at home on the farm or in the apartment and is loyal to a fault. He is not always keen on strangers and for that reason is an alert and absolutely fearless watchdog. This is Scottish Terrier number 11.
George Bush has a Scotty?
Yes, indeed.
Are we talking George Sr. or George W?
George W. In the White House. It's amazing sometimes having a dog in the White House does for the popularity of those breeds, gives it great visibility, and people always decide that they like it, but don't do it from pictures.
All the way around, sir.
Does winning Best in Show do that as well?
Oh, absolutely. The breed that goes Best in Show, the people from those parent clubs report a lot of phone calls that come in. So we spend a lot of time educating the public about why this dog is or is not the right breed for you. More about that later.
FDR had one as well.
This breed gets its name from Sealyham in Wales, where tradition has its origins. Its ancestry is obscure, but its original purpose was apparently the rather familiar triple terrier chore, badger, otter, and fox. That required a dog of stout heart, a keen dog, namely the Sealyham. This is Sealyham Terrier, number 9.
Right there was a great example of that tail being used just like another appendage back there to lift the dog off the table. It's got to be strong. People say, doesn't that hurt? No, it doesn't hurt him.
He looks like he's having a pretty decent romp here through the garden. 4 best in shows. Alfred Hitchcock walk on his movie often with his ceiling.
Yes, he did.
All the way around.
See, these are wonderful dogs. Andrew Green handling here. They're 4 members of what we call in the sport called the Green Team that are in the same family and group that show together.
You can have me going back looking at Hitchcock movies.
The Skye Terrier evolved in the west of Scotland and on the Isle of Skye. He's a hunting dog of enormous loyalty and makes a devoted companion. He has been in existence for about 4 centuries. As far as we know, has changed little during that time. Queen Victoria fancied the breed and kept both the drop-eared and the prick-eared variety. The Skye is just twice as long as he is high. This is Skye Terrier number 12.
This is the dog with the great breath that Charles Lee had. Likes fish, and they feed the dog Altoids.
Yeah, probably alternately, wouldn't you think?
Probably the Altoids after the fish.
That's it. You see this great coat on this dog. It was for protection. Kind of a slow mature. You asked the question about age. They're slow mature with all that coat. There you see handler Gene Zafiris rattling the Altoids.
Look at the Altoids drop right down there. Dog said, wait a minute.
Gene Zafiris, the handler, is also editor of Dog News newspaper.
I'll never look at Altoids the same again.
The soft-coated terriers generally come from Ireland, and one of the most beloved of these is the Irish Wheaten Terrier, or as it is known here, the soft-coated Wheaten Terrier. In Ireland, the Wheaten has been used as an all-around farm dog to drive cattle, destroy vermin, and even work the field as a bird dog. This is soft-coated Wheaten Terrier number 6.
Now this coat starts a little darker and then changes as the dog gets older.
That's it. It starts kind of a dark apricot color, changes at about 2 years or so to this clear wheaten color. Beautiful dogs.
Soft and silky coat.
This breed originated in England centuries ago. The Bulldog and the Mastiff were more closely linked than they are now, and that is the stuff of which this breed was built. It is originally a dog of great tenacity and incredible strength. This breed should not be confused with the American Staffordshire Terrier and the Bull Terrier, both dogs also seen in this group. This is Staffordshire Bull Terrier number 15.
These are great little dogs. They love people, love children in particular, and actually it's one of 2 or 3 breeds that mention the dog's love of the kids in their standard.
What has to happen to make that mention?
Well, they love these. They love their kids. They're friendly with kids and people, and sometimes because of their courage and their protectiveness, people take advantage of that for the wrong reasons. But these are wonderful, loving dogs.
The Welsh Terrier is from Wales, where it was bred as a hunting dog. In general conformation, it matches some of the earliest illustrations we have as terriers. We do not know of its considerable age, but it's close to its original style. The color we see today was established over a century ago. This is Welsh Terrier number 12.
And this Welsh Terrier, Muddy, is being shown tonight by Warren Bradley of Wales.
How about that?
Welsh all the way around.
See if that makes a difference. There's Warren Bradley. Gabriel Rangel is one of the handlers of this dog, too. I think he's busy in this group with another breed, so Warren's taking the dog in. And
all the way around.
Why not? Somebody from Wales handling the Welsh Terrier.
We call that purebred.
Start to finish. Dogs are always ready to go hunting. They actually hunt foxes with the hounds.
The West Highland White Terrier is one of the smaller members of Scotland's terrier tribe and easily one of the most stylish. He came here by way of England in the early 1900s. This breed is all terrier in determination, playfulness, and devotion. They have speed and endurance and are extremely intelligent. One important point, the Westie will not tolerate being ignored. This is West Highland White Terrier number 6.
Who does tolerate being ignored? This dog's from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm from Maryland, so I've got a little gleam in my eye for this little one right here.
They have a great smile there for you, too, Mark. I always say that dogs smile with their tails, but there are some breeds that you can look them right in the face and see that smile.
This is the last of the terriers. Stay with us because we're not going to cut away. We're going to bring you the second group winner of the night, this one being the terrier group, of course.
Here's Spencer winning breed, best of breed here for the 2nd year.
cute little dog, aren't they? He says, okay, now.
There's Charles.
Charles Foley looking things over. Now this the thought process begins. He remembers some of the dogs he really liked. Again, he may have gotten one along the way. He says, this is my winner. Let's go find second, third, fourth. Maybe he said, I'm still trying to fight the battle here.
Is there one group harder to judge than another?
No, it'll vary from show to show. You never know what dogs are going to fall in to certain geographic areas. Maybe they don't travel quite so much. Again, here at Westminster, all the great dogs are in the same place. So all these dogs, all these groups are great. And the judges really do not have enough blue ribbons. I'm sure there's a lot of judges that think that.
There's our Welsh pedigree.
And we pulled out the color, that's the color bull terrier, the smooth fox terrier, the wire, and Sir, the last one he comes to is the Kerry. Not because he's considering it last at this point, but because it's the last one he came to. I think he put the...
Yes, that's a good place.
There you heard him say, yes, that's a good place. He pointed to the middle of the line. Usually he the judge will ask the handler to come on out and go to the end of the line, but he pointed into the middle there. And Bill McFadden sort of looked over. You want to be careful to do what the judge wants. You don't want them being upset with you because you're not following ring procedure.
How hard is your heart beating right now if you're one of the finalists?
Oh, it's pounding. It is pounding. And it's your job to stay cool and calm, not let the judge feel that down the lead. Pulls the Kerry, does not hesitate. Goes right over to the Kerry, pulls him up first. Got the Airedale, beautiful Airedale, in the second slot.
And you say this doesn't mean that these are his final four.
Well, I think it is now. I think he's arranging them in the order that he likes. He still has the right to change his mind, but I think he's done.
He's going to have him run around one more time.
Made fast work of it, though. The Kerry Blue Terrier runs right to the front under the number one finger.
The Kerry Blue.
The Kerry Blue Terrier, the Airedale, the Smooth, and the Wire. You hear Charles Foley point them out. Another wonderful win, 3 groups in a row for the Kerry Blue Terrier.
Early on in this broadcast, you said that's one of your favorites, and here he is.
I love the dog. I love the dog, and a great dog is great no matter what breed it is. This is a wonderful dog.
Toy group, non-sporting group still coming up. There's your winner in the Terriers.
What's brown to me? One word, Mahoney. Mahoney does the work of 3. So instead of 3 different guys for ground deliveries, overnight, and international.
Hey, how you doing?
And 3 different pickup times, all I need is 1 Mahoney and 1 pickup. You wore the shorts for TV, didn't you?
One driver, 1 pickup, 1 reliable network. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Cleaning your teeth, protecting against plaque and tartar buildup, and prevention of gingivitis is crucial. You got that, Eline? Regular use of Dentabone has been clinically shown to reduce gingivitis. Just look at the difference it made in these 2 dogs. I recommend Dentabone from Pedigree.
Your big dog doesn't want to chew a small bone any more than he wants to play a trombone. In fact, if he could use the telephone, he'd call up and order this jambone.
It's a really, really big bone, and that's why we call it jambone.
Starting March 8th on USA. This is the closest some of these people will ever get to stardom.
You guys suck.
12 ordinary people.
What do I have to lose?
1 shot at fame.
It really would be a dream come true.
Live competition and the deciding vote cast by you. 1 walks away a star. The rest just keep on walking.
I hated that song.
Nashville Star. Series premiere live Saturday, March 8th at 9 on USA.
My name is Jimmy Lancaster.
David Bolden, Sergeant Lancaster and myself both served in Afghanistan together. Being in top physical condition is a necessity, so I took the Bowflex with us.
We'd all seen the commercials, but never had used one before. The initial reaction to working out on the Bowflex was, it was a tremendous machine. Everybody in our camp wanted to use the Bowflex. And you can go heavy, you can do a lightweight workout, you can max yourself out on the Bowflex.
Well, the thing I say to guys who are skeptical of the Bowflex is try it.
Try it out and see what you think.
It's a very effective piece of fitness equipment that anybody can benefit from, no matter what your fitness level is. I use Bowflex, and that's all I use.
The Bowflex kept us mentally focused as well as physically.
They helped us stay in shape, and staying in shape helped us do our jobs.
Call and ask for a free video and brochure and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web today. Bowflex, real results.
You're looking at a very popular winner here at Madison Square Garden. This is Mick. The Kerry Blue has just won Best in Group here. This is his breeder from England, Carol Ramsey, his handler, Bill McFadden. And Bill, this has been an issue with this dog, getting him to settle ever since he came here from England. He was absolutely flawless tonight.
He was perfect. I asked him to just do it one more time for me, and he did it, and I couldn't ask for anything better. I thought he was awesome.
We'll watch him move. I mean, you two were in perfect symmetry. We talked a lot about the bond between, gives you a chill to watch, yes? You bred a beautiful dog, Carol. Now, Mick has won Crofts, which is the biggest show in England. He has won the big show down in Orlando, the AKC show. You've got a chance to win the Triple Crown with this dog.
We're going to try. We're going to try, but I'll take him home regardless.
Very good. Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll go back to Mark.
Thank you, Charlie. Well, let's go over the Terrier results here. Boy, you called the Kerry Blue. There he is, top of the line, Mick, the Airedale, the Fox Terrier, the Smooth Fox Terrier third, and the Wire Fox Terrier fourth. So we have gone through 2 groups tonight, and here's how it looks. The working group, we had Josh, that good-looking Newfoundland, and now we have Mick, the good-looking Kerry Blue. We have the toy group and the non-sporting group still ahead as we march towards Best in Show, which we'll see tomorrow night. Tiger Woods is back. The world's #1 player makes his return to the PGA Tour this week at the Buick Invitational. USA has exclusive early round coverage Thursday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon on the West Coast. The PGA Tour on USA. Your game is on. We have the toy group coming up. They gave us winners in 1990. The toy group as Westminster marches towards Best in Show.
As one of the world's leading publishers of books and articles on dog nutrition, the makers of Pedigree can offer you a lifetime of reading on the topic. But for your dog, we recommend the condensed version. New Healthy Nuggets with antioxidants and vitamins to help strengthen your dog's immune system. Crunchy outside, soft inside. Just the way dogs like it. New Healthy Nuggets, found only in Pedigree.
Hey, it's me, Peter, but you knew that. Look, I don't know how to say this, but, you know, I need to move on. I mean, you have been great, really. I just need to be on my own for a while. Well, thanks for everything, and guess this is goodbye, huh?
Get a new lease on life with the Acura TL Type S. See your Acura dealer for details.
I can tell by the way you walk, you wanna be alone.
Excuse me.
Dentyne Ice, intensely cold. For icy fresh breath that lasts and lasts. Dentyne Ice, nothing's colder than ice.
Gotta be me. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I've got to be me. I've got to be me. What else can I be but what I am? I've got to be me.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Except that everywhere dogs are.
So how's it coming?
Good. This one looks pretty exotic.
Cool.
Mosquito nets. What's that? Maybe not that exotic.
Great.
Everything you need to choose the hotel that's right for you.
Expedia.com. Coming in March, Rudy, the Rudy Giuliani story. During our nation's greatest tragedy, he became America's mayor. James Woods is Rudy. The Rudy Giuliani story, a USA television event, premieres Sunday, March 30th at 8 on USA.
Spoil of all companion breeds.
The toy group is getting ready, our third group of the night. Let's throw it down to Charlesley. Charlesley?
Well, I'm here with Geo, who is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. He's held by his breeder, Meredith Johnson Snyder, who is the grandmother of Sonny Dunn, who showed the dog today, who is also the owner of the dog today. She is 14 years old. Geo just turned 2 in September, so the young bloods showed the older folks how to do things today. Must have been pretty exciting, Sonny, your first garden appearance.
It was very exciting.
So what will you all do tonight to top it?
I have no idea.
But go out there and have a good time. All right, well, good luck to all three of you. Mark?
All right, well, there are many different dogs here, and there are many people out there looking for dogs. Here's David Fry to help you find the right dog for you.
Very British it is in style.
Beautiful dogs.
In all sizes, shapes, and temperaments. As you choose your dog, ask yourself, are you right for each other?
You got it going on. You got it going on.
Oftentimes people make a mistake. They want to buy a dog just strictly on the looks of the dog. That is not the right way to choose a pet. You need to find out why this breed was developed.
You got it going on.
A dog is something that will hopefully give you pleasure and joy for many, many, many years. You don't go back and wear the same clothing if it isn't comfortable. And if the dog doesn't fit into your lifestyle, it won't be comfortable.
The single most important part of choosing a dog is to find a breed that closely matches your lifestyle. Are you a runner who wants a dog alongside you as you jog? Consider an athletic dog like a boxer that needs to work out as much as you do. If you want a dog that sits quietly in your lap, one bred for companionship like the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel might be for you. There are also a number of large dogs, such as the Mastiff, that can be quite calm. Surprisingly, these dogs do just fine living in small spaces like a city apartment. They just need an occasional romp outdoors. Remember, it's important to consider a dog's needs too. Ownership is a two-way street. Border Collies are bred to run through the fields and herd livestock. If you have a big yard, you can probably supply that exercise on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're doing this dog a real disservice by giving him the life of a sedentary house pet.
My wife and I chose the Havanese because I'm allergic to dog dander, and the Havanese is non-shedding and very low in dog dander, and that's the perfect dog for us.
My wife and I don't have kids, and this is probably the closest thing we'll ever get to having a kid. Golden Retrievers have a very high emotional quotient, and they're just very loving. They just want to be with you all the time.
The single best thing about a purebred dog is predictability. We know what the various breeds will be like as adults. Remember, if you're bringing home a puppy, its looks will change as it grows. So be sure the dog you choose will have the size and temperament as an adult dog that you can live with for a long, long time. Wow, the most important thing is finding the right dog to fit your lifestyle. You can start doing your homework tonight by going to www.westminsterkennelclub.org. Find the right dog for you. We'll see more tomorrow about finding the right breeder.
Yes, indeed. We'll bring you back tomorrow and help you out with that. Now we're going to go back, as we were preparing for the toy group, back down to Charlesley. Charlesley?
Well, this is a Havanese named Monty, and a month ago, nobody even knew where Monty was because Monty bonded out of a car, ran off, and was gone for 30 days. They couldn't find him. They looked everywhere. The Havanese National Club got in the picture. Finally, they found him in a junkyard. This was only 3 or 4 weeks ago. They cleaned him up, brought him up here, and he won Best in Breed this afternoon. Mark?
All right. Well, we've been through 2 of the groups. We have the toy group coming up next, a powerful group as well. Westminster is right here. Come on back and watch with us.
Come on, Cujo. Good puppy.
Miss me?
Yeah, miss you. Mosquitoes. They buzz. Who's the king of all dogs? They bite. They spread disease. Well, they used to. New K9 Advantix, the monthly flea control that repels and kills ticks and mosquitoes. Ask your vet for the triple protection of K9 Advantix.
Come on, boy, let's go home.
Sorry. That's okay.
Stop! Tim here is on his first date, and his family has some advice. With T-Mobile, families can talk all they want. Bull.
Hello?
Let her win.
Hello?
Tell her she smells nice.
Hello?
Does she come from money?
Hello?
Does she have a sister?
Wrong number.
Families talk free. Additional lines just $10, only from T-Mobile.
Get more.
You know you brought them up right when you watch them run. You can feel their strength. You don't just see a dog. You see an athlete. A champion. This workout brought to you by Pedigree, the best-selling dog food brand in the world. Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
What should we do with our hair today? Wear it up, down, spike it.